Mitchell Starc has just become the 11th fast bowler to take 400 test wickets, and he's done it in style in his 100th test match. To celebrate, in today's cricket tape, we look back at the top 5 test match performances of Starc's legendary career. Coming in at number 5, we rewind to Galle 2016. Now Australia would most likely want to forget about this series. They lost 3-0 after all, caught in a web of Sri Lankan spinners who shared 52 wickets between them, led by Rangana Herad's 28. And yet somehow, on these turning tracks, Mitchell Starc would end up taking 24 wickets at an average of just 15. The pick of these performances would come at Galle, where he would end up claiming 11 for 94, making him the first visiting pacer to take a 10-wicket haul in Galle. It remains his best match analysis. And while Australia lost the match, Starc stood alone in the dust, tearing through the Sri Lankan batting in all phases of the innings, on a pitch where all other fast bowlers took just 3 wickets. And even in defeat, he would walk away with his reputation enhanced, proving that he could take wickets even in the most unhelpful conditions. Number 4, Durban 2018. Now, South Africa were coming off a series win in Australia's backyard, and the Aussies had a point to prove. In the first innings, Starc would put on a reverse swinging masterclass to clean up the middle order and the tail before following up with another 4 in the second innings. He ended with figures of 9 for 109, all of which were either bowled, LBW or caught behind as the Aussies picked up the win. Of course, Australia would go on to lose the next 3 tests as Sandpapergate unfolded, but that's a story for another day. At number 3, Perth 2019. Before New Zealand became the inaugural World Test champions, they had to go through Mitchell Starc with a pink ball in hand. And despite losing Josh Hazlewood to injury on just the 8th ball of the innings, Starc would go on to rip out New Zealand's batting for 166 runs, ending with 5 for 52 in 18 overs. He would follow this up with 4 more wickets in the second, regularly hitting 150 under the lights as Australia crushed their neighbours. His victims included the Kiwis' best batters, Kane Williamson, Ross Taylor, and Tom Latham. It was the kind of performance that reminded everyone that when Starc gets it right, he doesn't just take wickets, he shatters them. Number 2, Adelaide 2024. Starc's best performances often come when he has a point to prove, and at Perth, Yashasvi Jaiswal had taken him to the cleaners and added insult to injury by telling him he was bowling too slow. Now, Jaiswal should have known better than to rile Starc up right before a pink ball test, but you know what they say, fuck around, find out. And Jaiswal would find out pretty fast, on the first ball of the match in fact. Starc would end up with 6 for 48 in the first innings and add another 2 in the second, including dismissing all of India's top 5 across the match, as Australia roared back to a 10-wicket win. Moral of the story, don't mess with pink ball Mitchell Starc. And here we are, number 1, the latest, the greatest, Jamaica 2025. In the Caribbean heat, with the series on the line, Mitchell Starc produced what might just go down as a defining performance of his test career. In his 100th test match, at 35 years old, he delivered a masterpiece. Pace, swing, bouncers. It was a full display of the Starc arsenal. Chasing 204 to draw the series, Starc ripped out the first 4 Windies batters, with his figures at one point reading 4 for 0. He would eventually finish with 6 for 9 as the West Indies were bowled out for 27, the second lowest total in Test cricket history. It was an unforgettable performance, and it showed that even at 35, Starc is still hungry for more. And that's our top 5. What's your favourite Starc performance? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, because the cricket tapes never stops rolling.